My name is Elizabeth Graham. Was somehow transported to Infinite Desert Plain from Site 22. I tested the corpses. SCP-3890-2 is currently hunting me. I don't know what's going to happen to me. Object Class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. Due to the nature of SCP-3890 and my current situation, I'm unable to enact containment procedures. For the time being, I will focus my efforts on exploring SCP-3890 and the anomalous phenomena it displays. Description: SCP-3890 is a potentially extra-dimensional or extraterrestrial space which I, Dr. Elizabeth Graham, was somehow transported to from Site 22 on 2/17/16. At the time, I was transporting template documentation for the containment of several other SCP items, but I do not believe that they are related to this anomaly. Similarly, I am uncertain as to whether I was transported here due to my involvement with the Foundation. In terms of geography, SCP-3890 takes the form of a seemingly infinite desert plain, with ruins of differing architectural design poking out through the sand. I have noted the presence of buildings of modern design along with what appears to be ruins of ancient Roman and Erection structures. Exploration of these structures has shown that they are mostly empty. I'm unsure whether this is by design or if they were looted at some point in the past, perhaps by a specimen of SCP-3890-1. SCP-3890, from what I can tell, goes through a solar cycle identical to that of Earth. Perhaps this location is not extra-dimensional or extraterrestrial, but some location on the Earth that remains hidden, perhaps through some form of antimemetic camouflage? It's warm during the day and cold during the night, nonetheless, but never to an uncomfortable degree. In that way, it is very much unlike an actual desert. SCP-3890-1 is my collective designation for the humanoid entities that wander through SCP-3890. They do not respond to any stimuli and, as far as I've been able to tell, simply walk around without a specific destination. I have observed several of them simply walking in circles around buildings. Is there meaning to this behavior, or are they simply unintelligent? At this point, I cannot be sure. Like the buildings, specimens of SCP-3890-1 appear to originate from a range of locations and times, some modern, some ancient. I have recovered a knife from the pocket of an SCP-3890-1 specimen, so I can defend myself to a limited degree if necessary. Additionally, specimens of SCP-3890-1 do not defend themselves when attacked. Autopsy of one specimen has shown no differences between the anatomy of SCP-3890-1 and normal human beings. To my mind, there are two possibilities here. 1. Specimens of SCP-3890-1 are entities which have been created to resemble humans. Their mindless nature is the result of an imperfect creation. Or 2. Specimens of SCP-3890-1 are humans which have been mentally altered in some way to rob them of their faculties. So far, it appears that individuals within SCP-3890 do not experience hunger or thirst. I have been here for 3 days thus far and feel pretty much the same as I did when I first arrived. I cannot be certain, however, whether I no longer need food and water or simply believe I do not. As I've come by no food here except SCP-3890-1, I very much hope the former is the case. Special Containment Procedures. Due to my current circumstances, containment of SCP-3890-2 is not possible. I must be cautious at all times and watch for the presence of SCP-3890-2. At the first sign that something I am approaching is not as it appears, I will retreat from the area immediately. Description: SCP-3890-2 is a living entity of varying shape and size, which resides in SCP-3890. I am uncertain as to whether SCP-3890-2 originated here or if it was transported here at some point. From what I have observed of its behavior, it appears to be some form of predator. SCP-3890-2 is currently hunting me. I first encountered the entity shortly after writing down my initial observations of SCP-3890. It snuck up behind me while I was resting and got me while I wasn't paying attention. I was knocked unconscious by its attack and woke up several hours later during the night. It has attacked me several times since that first encounter, with several hours between each attack. SCP-3890-2 has the ability to, as far as I can tell, mimic any object. So far, I've seen it disguise itself as a specimen of SCP-3890-1, a piece of loose documentation, a star in the sky, a building on the horizon, a fly, a patch of dirt on my leg. Right now, I cannot be sure whether SCP-3890-2 is simply fooling my brain into perceiving it as these things, or whether it does actually become them. Once I approach the thing SCP-3890-2 is mimicking, for lack of a better word, it unfolds before striking at me. Its true form is difficult to describe, as it is constantly shifting and warping in on itself. The closest thing I can describe it to is black origami, folding and unfolding, stretching and compressing. SCP-3890-2 uses amenitization as a form of attack. While it has not injured me physically thus far, I have lost all memory and significant chunks of my childhood and early adulthood. I can no longer recall which high school I went to or what my first job was. My current hypothesis is that as an entity, it feeds upon memory. The specimens of SCP-3890-1 are people who were brought here in the past. They fell victim to SCP-3890-2 and lost all memory. With what I've seen here, this is the only conclusion I can reach. Special Containment Procedures. Periodically, I take down all vital memories so as to preserve a written record in the event that they are erased by SCP-3890-2. I am to watch for its presence at all times. Currently, I'm taking refuge in what looks like a modern bank located within SCP-3890. There are the corpses of a family here. They committed suicide. I cannot deny that this seems like a better option than wandering SCP-3890 for eternity. I am to kill anything that attempts to enter my shelter. I can't risk letting SCP-3890-2 in. I don't think it's here yet. I tested the corpses. Description: I have lost all memories regarding how I came to be employed by the Foundation. I know that I am a Foundation researcher with Level 3 clearance, but I simply cannot recall how I came to be in this position. Many of the SCP objects I worked with are also missing from my memory. I can tell there's a hole there, but I just don't know what was there before. No matter what I do, SCP-3890-2 sneaks up on me. It's simply too difficult to avoid while making my way through SCP-3890. The thing can be a grain of sand. I had hoped to reach an end to SCP-3890 if I walked far enough, but I can see now that that just isn't happening. It's not much of a surprise. I've heard of plenty of spaces that go on forever over my years, decades, in the Foundation. Realms of infinite ice, infinite water, infinite potatoes. I suppose I've just been unlucky enough to find myself in a realm of infinite desert. Even if it's not infinite, I would never make it to the end. The mimic would empty me out far before then. I don't think I'm getting out of here. You hear horror stories about the things that have happened to other researchers. how they end up. But those are always things that happen to other people. Cautionary tales. I guess I'm a cautionary tale now, even if I don't know what I did wrong. Even now, I can't stop looking at the bricks, the windows. Any of them could be SCP-3890-2. Hell, my shoes could be SCP-3890-2. I can't remember the last time I let go of my knife, stained red now from testing the corpses. The sun's going down. I can't allow myself to fall asleep. 3890-2 will come in without a doubt if I do. I don't have to eat, I don't have to drink, but I still have to sleep. This place is designed for the mimic's benefit. It can hunt its prey to its heart's content without them dying of thirst and starvation. Is this an enclosure? Maybe. Some kind of sick game? My name is Elizabeth Graham. My name is Elizabeth Graham? My name is Elizabeth Graham. I can't forget that now. This page is my memory. I can hear something crying outside. I don't know what's going to happen to me.